You're watching Spotlight on 5G on TelecomTV, and this is The Slice. It's Wednesday the 30th of June, and here are the news headlines. Orange unveils cloud-native experimental 5G network. GSMA forms Telco Edge Cloud Forum. Jio and NXP build 5G Open RAN small cells. And network AI startup raises $13 million. Orange has unveiled what it is calling Europe's first 5G standalone, fully end-to-end experimental cloud network, which is set to launch in July in the town of Lannion. The completely software-enabled network will be data and AI-driven, fully automated and cloud-native, and, according to the operator, act as a blueprint for the next generation of more efficient, agile and zero-touch networks. Following more than a year of multi-operator tests and trials using its Telco Edge operator platform, industry body the GSMA has launched the Telco Edge Cloud Forum. The aim is to accelerate the adoption of edge-based services and collaborate with other standards bodies to encourage interoperability. The forum's launch coincides with the publication of a document detailing Telco Edge operator platform requirements and news of project trials involving major operators Deutsche Telekom, KDDI, Telefonica and TIM. GeoPlatforms has teamed up with chip giant NXP Semiconductors to build 5G NR Open RAN small cells that comply with 3GPP and O-RAN Alliance specifications. GeoPlatforms, which is aiming to develop indigenous mobile network technology and help Reliance Jio build a homegrown 5G network, says the small cells can be used for a number of applications, including fixed wireless broadband and IoT-based consumer and enterprise services. Ortera Networks, a Palo Alto, California-based startup, has raised $13 million in venture funding to further develop its network AI platform, which has been designed for proactive management in all types of data networks, including multi-cloud architectures. Ortera may be a new name to many, but this is no vaporware. Its technology is already being used by the international network infrastructure arm of Orange and also by Colt Technology Services. And for more news and analysis, visit the TelecomTV news pages or sign up for our 7 AM editorial mailer. That was your daily slice of news. Time now to take a closer look behind the headlines to find out what this means for service providers and the telecoms industry. And joining me now is my editorial colleague, Ray Maistre. Ray, we're into the second half of the week now. Is the news faucet still gushing?
I hardly know what to say to that guy other than to ask if you've swallowed a US dictionary. But I'm glad to report that there are still plenty of interesting industry developments on which we can report.
Yes, multilingual me. Our top story today is the 5G standalone experimental cloud network that's just been announced by Orange. It's a big step forward for the industry.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is something we're going to see a lot more of from the operator community. In an effort to understand exactly how a fully cloud-oriented mobile network architecture will function in the real world, Orange has deployed what it is calling Europe's first 5G standalone, fully end-to-end experimental cloud network. The network will deliver services to a small number of Orange customers in the Brittany town of Lannion, and over the course of the next 2 years, ultimately deliver 5G services to several hundred users. The completely software-enabled cloud-native Kubernetes-based network will use AI tools to become fully automated and inform Orange about the reality of zero-touch operations. Ultimately, according to the operator's Chief Technology and Innovation Officer, Michael Trabia, Orange wants the staff who currently spend their time monitoring the network and reacting to alarms to become AI development experts and help the network to become increasingly proactive rather than reactive. Open RAN capabilities feature strongly, as you'd expect, and in the initial deployment, which goes live in July, so very shortly, Mavenir will provide 5G Open RAN software. Casa Systems will deliver 5G standalone core functionality. Hewlett-Packard Enterprise will pitch in with its 5G standalone subscriber data management software. Amdocs is supplying BSS and some OSS tools. Dell Technologies will provide the servers and other hardware for the RAN centralized unit, distributed unit and core, and the devices will come from Chinese vendor Xiaomi.
It's another example, isn't it, of creating blueprints, of which I'm sure we'll see many more. And also interesting that Orange is using this to determine what future skills it needs, a subject that we've been covering as part of our DSP Leader series for some time now. Okay, well, next story today, it's another Edge group which is entering an already crowded field, except this one's got some established pedigree.
Yes, that's right. The shift from theory to reality in telco edge computing has been notable in the past 6 to 12 months as operators shift from strategic decision making to actual deployments as their 5G rollouts evolve beyond the initial upgrade of their radio access networks. Key to making the telco edge a reality has been the development of partnerships and collaborations in the industry. And while many operators have been striking edge-related deals with the public cloud giants, they've also been working with each other to figure out the best way to develop interoperable edge platforms. One of the key operator collaborations has come under the auspices of the GSMA, which unveiled its Telco Edge Operator Platform initiative in early 2020, along with a host of major operators. Now, following more than a year of multi-operator tests and trials, the GSMA has launched the Telco Edge Cloud Forum, which will aim to accelerate the adoption of edge-based services and collaborate with other standards bodies to encourage interoperability. And the forum's launch coincides with the publication of a document detailing Telco Edge Operator Platform requirements and news of 2 project trials involving major operators. The first trial involves Deutsche Telekom, Telefonica, TIM and a company called DoubleMe, the developer of Twin World, a holographic mixed reality portal. And the second trial involves KDDI, Deutsche Telekom, Edge Orchestration Specialist Mobile Edge X, visual positioning service developer Sturfy, and interactive XR streaming developer Mawari, and is focused on building a platform that combines spatial recognition technology, that's the visual positioning service element, and XR content streaming technology. Now, both trials showcase how low latency can help to deliver new applications and services from the edge.
Yeah, and again, we're talking about creating reference models and sharing trial results, a further sign of the much needed industry collaboration. Now, GeoPlatforms, the Reliance Industries mobile networking division that includes India's leading operator Reliance Jio, made an interesting announcement around small cells and Open RAN.
That's right. GeoPlatforms, of which giant Indian operator Reliance Jio is part, has hooked up with chip giant NXP Semiconductors to build 5G new radio Open RAN small cells that comply with 3GPP and O-RAN alliance specifications. NXP's Layerscape processors are at the heart of the small cells, which have, according to the chip vendor, been successfully tested at 100 MHz channel bandwidth in the 3.5 GHz spectrum, with peak data rates of more than 1 gigabit per second. The partners believe these distributed network elements will help boost service performance in a broad range of deployment scenarios, including smart cities and smart homes, any kind of next-gen radio access network, whether indoors or outdoors, and be used for a number of applications, including fixed wireless broadband and IoT-based consumer and enterprise services. GeoPlatforms is aiming to develop a broad range of network elements locally and to help foster an indigenous 5G mobile networking ecosystem in India. And this is no doubt a key part of that effort.
Yeah, indeed. And a huge market there for Jio and NXP. Very interesting. And finally today, news of a network AI startup that's already doing business with some of the world's leading telcos.
Yes, and I'm always glad to be talking about the emergence of new networking technology startups. So it's great to be talking about Ortera Networks, the California-based startup that has just raised $13 million in venture funding from Intel Capital, Dell Technologies Capital, and return investors Bain Capital Ventures and Accrue Capital. Ortera is focused on what will be an absolutely crucial area of development for next generation networks: AI-enabled network monitoring and management. But as this company notes in a kind of cheesy but also appealing way, it's not doing network monitoring, it's doing network revolutionizing. Just let me look that up in this old-fashioned dictionary. Yeah, no, it's not a word. Okay, the Ortera team, which comprises industry veterans who have worked at the likes of Cisco, Juniper, Nokia and Facebook, will use the funds to further develop its network AI platform, which has been designed for proactive management in all types of data networks, including multi-cloud architectures. And as mentioned, its software is already being used by Orange and Colt. And of course, this links very nicely back to our opening story on the Orange experimental network, because this is exactly the kind of software which delivers AI-enabled automated processes that telcos will need as they turn their networking experiments into commercial, cloud-oriented service delivery platforms.
Thanks, Ray, and I've got a feeling we'll be seeing more developments around network AI in the coming months. As you say, it's absolutely crucial and, dare I say, even revolutionising. And of course, other news continues to land in our inboxes even as we speak.
Yeah, absolutely. And just while we've been chatting, Guy, I see that test vendor Spirent has announced a collaboration with Geo Platforms, who we've just been talking about. Spirent will validate Geo's cloud-native 5G standalone core network using its Spirent landslide platform.
Excellent. The news as it happens. Thanks, Ray. Well, we are into the lunch hour in Barcelona, and food has always been something of a challenge over there at MWC. Finding the time, finding somewhere without long lines or queues, and finding something you actually want to eat, which is why we've decided to make our own at home, and we want our viewers to decide which is their favourite. Yes, it's time once again for the great Tapas Taste Off. Over these 4 days, Ray and I are going head to head with our favourite tapas treats, and we want you to decide which one is best. Our daily website poll is a simple choice: vote for Ray's tapas choice or vote for mine. Ray, what are you putting up today as your tapas?
Well, Guy, it's an absolute classic. This isn't an omelette, it's a Spanish omelette. It's tortilla. Just look at that. A classic mix of potatoes, egg, onion, seasoning, beautifully crafted, beautifully delivered on a not a very Spanish board, but it was fantastic. If you don't like tortilla and if you don't vote for tortilla, you don't like Spain. That's just the end of it.
Oh, fighting talk. But after yesterday's incredible result, where somehow the calamari just pipped me to the post, I just need to up my game today. And I have, because all I'm going to say today is Padron peppers. Look at this, straight from Spain, imported there. You even see the bag. Look at those little beauties. I know we're not in the season for the spicy ones, but even the mild ones are just absolutely gorgeous. A little bit of lemon juice on top there. Nice amount of salt as well to add to that. And they're just, it's everything you want in a tapas. Beautiful.
That would go perfect with some
anyway,
tortilla,
as usual.
Guy, alongside the tortilla.
Wait, there you go. You know, there should be a third choice. We want both, actually. Tortilla and Padron.
We want it all.
It's a great combination there. And we want it all, and a glass of red wine as well. Would be absolutely perfect. But we have to have a winner, so our viewers will decide. Vote now. Vote for your favourite. Which dish would you like to see on the menu if you were taking a break from the exhibition halls over at MWC? You've only got a few hours left to make your choice, and we're going to reveal the winner on our live after show, which starts at 5 p.m. UK time today. And Ray, I'll see you again later for that. Still to come on Spotlight on 5G today. If you haven't yet watched our Strategy Outlook programme, then it's now available to view on demand. Today's show takes an in-depth look at the 5G Edge with interviews and roundtables. We also continue our new series, Top 10 Mobile Moments, with episodes 5 and 4. Catch them if you can, enjoyment guaranteed. And we finish the day with the after show live. And this week the programme comes with some very special features. To help recreate the evening networking experience, we have our TelecomTV Uncorked segment, where we explore the main wine regions of Spain. So get to know what you're drinking when you return to MWC. Plus your after show, where we are asking you to share your memories of past events and after show parties. We also have a comprehensive collection of supporting videos on our Spotlight on 5G site, all available to watch on demand. They offer plenty of insights and deep dives into 5G, complementing our daily news programme. And here's a preview of what you can watch today, including an update from Deutsche Telekom on its NIMS project, Intel's director of its 5G and wireless core infrastructure segment talking about network security. And we start with Stephanie Shiras, Vice President and General Manager of the Red Hat Enterprise Linux Business Unit at Red Hat, who discusses why Edge is such an important focus right now.
It's absolutely because we're hearing it from our customers. Edge is a customer priority today. We've been doing some unique Edge deployments with customers for really a decade or so. But in 2018, we saw a real pickup in interest. And now, because of the maturity of new technologies like 5G, it is just pervasive. A recent survey shows that on average, over the next 3 years, customers will be spending on about 30% of their IT spend on Edge deployments. So this opens up a huge opportunity for telco 5G providers. Really, as we look forward to what will be spent in this space, Telaga Research predicts that by 2028, the annual spend on Edge and the infrastructure supporting it in the back end will be over 140 billion USD. So it's an incredible opportunity.
So the concern for security is pivotal for the carriers. Just look at the number of cyber attacks. The frequency has increased, the impact has increased. You just need to look at today's news feed and you will see something about cyber attack. So the carriers are no more immune with single vendor core, proprietary interfaces, perimeter security is not sufficient. Every element in the network needs to be its own security device. A single network function hacked can expose the entire core. One more consideration when you talk about security is also that it needs to be an integral part of both software and hardware. You cannot leave loopholes that you have exposure on application or OS, etc. Again, the sensitivity to this topic is extremely high, and Intel has the capabilities to deliver a comprehensive and consistent framework.
It's definitely much more than just building a fully cloudified, disaggregated, and fully automated IMS fixed network. It's a radical approach of really changing the way how we build our core network services. Regarding your second question, where are we today? I think the answer is it runs. So, and we can show it in production. So we are already close to 1 million fixed network subscribers, single play customers, which are using NIMS, which we migrated successfully. We also have several also big interconnection partners, which we already migrated successfully. And what we also see that the automation is growing on a day-to-day base. And especially, which makes me absolutely proud, is the one inside the vision, which is the one day where everyone thought, hey, that's not possible. I think sometimes we are even faster.
You can watch full-length versions of these 3 videos along with so much more on TelecomTV. And of course, The Slice will return tomorrow with more analysis of the news that matters most. For now though, thank you for watching and goodbye.